Alright, hello everyone. We are back here on the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, DB Smiley, casting some Division D West action, Feed to 20 versus the Bush. Feed to 20, actually, new name, but a lot of really veteran Nexus Gaming Series players. Some people who've been on this team literally since Division 1, formerly under the name Late Game, though. However, the previous captain, Hi Curtis, no longer with the team at the moment, so they're under a different name, but should recognize some classic names: McCrackazak, Troth, Hobbs. Pretty well known. The Bush, I believe, new team. I don't recognize any of the names personally, so I believe they are a brand new team. Heading here into Infernal Shrines, going to be map 1. We're going to move to Dragonshire map 2. So a couple macro-heavy triple lane maps. Be interesting to see how those get played. Dragonshire, certainly the game can easily be won in the macro. Infernal Shrine's that objective, very, very important, but macro can definitely set things up. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this one. Heading into this week, so this is technically a week 2 game being played here on Sunday night. Week 1, these teams both played 2 games. Feed to 20, 1 draw, 1 loss. The Bush, 2 wins. The common data point: the Bush beat Dat Tas though 2-0, and Dat Tas though beat Feed to 20 2-0. So Feed the 20 definitely underdogs here, despite their veteran Nexus Gaming Series status. The Bush playing very well in week 1 again. Already 6 points, top of the leaderboard. Looking to make it 9. We have a Hanzo and a Phoenix ban. So removing those very strong ranged auto attackers that have definitely started to kind of dominate that phase of the game. You know, when you look at what ranged auto attackers are left that are common, I mean, you look at Greymane, Junkrat, if you want to count him as that, but he's not really ADC. It's just that the way his Q works, you can kind of play it a bit like that. With ADC's already gone, you're going to see a Diablo get focused. And then Sonya Maev. So no support yet on the side of the Bush. And you could see a support choke here for Feed to 20. They could grab either Stukov or Malfurion and ban the other. Anytime you're into Maev, I actually really like not letting them have Malfurion or Stukov. Maev really synergizes well with both, with that tether. You can tether into a root or silence. So you really don't want to give Maev either. So my opinion is pick the one you want here. And with 2 melee, I think Malfurion is sexy.
I will fight.
They're going to pick Rhaegar. They're going to grab Rhaegar, which I will be honest, and now they're trying to give everyone watching a seizure. Okay. Rhaegar Mathael. I am surprised by that. Not to say it's... Having a cleanse can be useful, but... I think Stukov and Malfurion are just so good on this map with the choke points, especially with the Diablo, that I'm just really surprised that those 2 weren't prioritized. Gonna get the Rhaegar and Malthael, and that guarantees either Stukov or Malfurion over to the side of the Bush. Heroes that I think they'd be happy to have. You know, especially into Malthael, Twilight Dream can really be deadly if he tries to dive to secure kills. If you want that burst healing option to deal with the Last Rites potential, Stukov can do that. If you can hold the heal long enough. Jaina gonna be banned, not wanting to allow that combo. Leave our draft chat, please. Okay. Anyway. Malfurion gonna look to be the ban, so probably gonna be a Stukov on the other side. I think Malfurion's the bigger threat. Because you've basically committed to potentially 3 melee, at least certainly 2, not even counting Rhaegar. Would say I would say stick with the Malfurion ban, and they are going to do just that. Dipping late into the shot clock there. They do ban out Malfurion. 2 picks coming for the side of the bush. Gonna grab Greymane. Very strong ranged ADC, but that's a lot of auto attack damage. We're grabbing Joanna to prevent some of the blinds. I would like to see a Cassia here. I think they're going to clump up so much. I think Cassia would be really strong. Go Cassia and then Junkrat. I think that would be really strong. Just, because it's 3 divey melee assassins. And it's a lot of auto attack damage. Now, Maiev is not auto attack damage. Maiev gets most of her damage off Fan of Knives. There's the Cassia. Happy to see that pick. Diva. So Cassie is the ranged assassin here. Wow, that's... There's like 8 melee in this game. Not like, there's basically 8 melee in this game. And Cassia has to really get into melee with the Fen to do the big damage. It is going to be a Stukov, not a surprise. Huh. I like the comp a lot better on the side of the bush. I think they got everything they wanted in draft. And they got it in an order that I don't think they should have been able to get everything they wanted in draft. Saving Stukov for last pick is just kind of unheard of in the current meta. But we'll see as we go on to face Feed the 20 and the Bush here on the shrines that are most infernal, those shrines. Infernal indeed. So on this map, as the helpful guide tells you, you have to activate the shrines. The infernal shrines periodically gather power, activate them, and prepare for a fight. Then you have to slay 40 guardians before the enemy to bring forth a mighty Punisher. After which the Punishers have one of 3 devastating powers. Be careful because they focus on attacking heroes above all else. Except when they don't, because they only focus on attacking heroes once every 15 seconds. Helpful guide. Thank you, Blizzard. Portrait synergy on the left is a thing. I just, whatever it is, I don't know what that thing is. I don't play Warcraft, so yeah. Looks unpleasant, whatever it is. Here we go into the game. Oops, that's not the right. There we go. I'm gonna start here on the right side, because why the fuck not? It's gonna be Jostin playing Greymane, Rowan gonna be on Maiev, Shui going to be on Joanna, Ziltoid gonna be on Stukov, and Ezelin going to be on the Sonya. And over here on the right, Feed to 20 gonna be Troth on Malthael, Ghost gonna be on Diva, Dexis gonna be on Cassia, McCrackazak gonna be on Diablo, and Hobbs going to be on that Rhaegar. So here we go, moving into the game, taking a look at talents. We are seeing this Q build to Thunderstroke, not going for that Charge Strikes. I am surprised. I think Charge Strikes into this much melee would just be out of control, especially paired with Lightning Ball. I do recognize the need for poke, but here comes the engage. Stukov getting his silence out. Rowan a bit separated, but a huge tether just pulls every member of Feed to 20 in. And if they all get out, it'll be a miracle. Diva does demech Troth in a lot of trouble. Feed to 20 manages to escape that, but my goodness, that was, what, a 5-man tether? Scary. Shui gonna slow down this rotation, dismount with a condemn. Now McCrackazak in a lot of trouble. There's the tether into the silence. McCrackazak gonna go down. Hobbs a bit low too. Gonna be able to heal Nexus up and get down. Meanwhile, Mathael facing Sonya up in the top lane. D.Va soaking some mid. But already taking some damage here onto these towers just because of all this pressure. And they're going to use this pressure. Justin, Rowan, and Ziltoid going to take this bottom camp. And now they're going to rotate actually to their mid camp with that Greymane, leaving Ziltoid down to soak. Needs to be a bit careful though. Here comes Diablo. They're going to focus. They maybe could have had Stukov there if Diablo charge flipped. There's the mid-siege camp picked up. Mathael bullying Ezelin in lane, though. Troth playing well so far. Soak advantage in favor of the bush at this time. Khazra camp in mid. Ghost going to clear that up. Potentially a rotation now coming down onto this bottom. McCrackazak seeing the enemy team, but checking the bush with his face, getting pulled back by Maiev. There's a condemn into a silence. The bush comboing well. Comboing very well so far. Keep an eye on that. Oop. Hobbs getting pulled out. Hobbs in a bad position. Diablo charging, trying to get out, but they are just all over Hobbs on the backline. Justin gonna take down Hobbs. Now Dex is trying to run away. Justin all over. Here comes the mech. Ooh, that was actually a very well-placed mech. Justin taking a lot of damage there. But not really able to do too much of anything with it just because of the deaths so far. 2 deaths. But it's not even just the deaths, it's the absolute pressure that the bush has been able to put on with this Maiev. Here's a tether now onto D.Va, and there's the focus. And you'll notice that the tether comes in, it gets followed up by a silence pretty quick. It's a very aggressive comp, and it's working well. Sonya now soaking the bot lane. A little bit of miss-soak up top, though, for the bush. Speed to 20. At least keeping pace on XP despite the deaths. But now the shrine started. They're going to need to invade. Now, D.Va is actually very good on this map for invading the shrine with that mech, but D.Va only about 50% on her mech at the time. Here comes the condemn. Focus on the Trop. There's a charge from Diablo. Maiev in the backline, though, with tethers everywhere. Trop just trying to stay alive. Uses the Q ability to do just that. Soul Rip paying dividends at the moment. Now D.Va very close to having the mech done. Starting to move up. Here's a big tether. Grabs Nexus. Nexus going back in with the Fen. Rowan very low, leaping away. Shui gonna go down to that D.Va mech paired with Cassia. Excuse me, paired with Mathael. Cassia for Joanna so far. And actually they managed to pick Maiev off on the backside, and now Feed to 20 actually gonna find Jostin and likely Ziltoid. And this should give them the shrine. That was a good invade there, and it worked out very, very well for them. Cassia now back up. Mathael moving here onto Ezelin. That die alone value really starting to pay off. Let's see. And actually going to try to get some finish value off this Fend. Very, very interesting. Soul Rip. Cleanse going to be used. I was worried there for a second. I thought that was going to be the nuke. No, but that is... Okay. Anyway. So now, level 7's here. Almost here for the other team. Yep, there it is. But this is the Frozen Punisher. Not the most effective Punisher, so we are seeing D.Va and Mathael split soak here. It's about half a level lead, though, on the side of Feed to 20. So, despite not being favored in this game, they are hanging around. Doing quite well doing it. Excuse me, 1 sec. Just adjusting some volume levels. There we go.
Blue team's Punisher has fallen.
Alright, Punisher down. About half a level lead. Didn't manage to get either cannon, though. But still soaking those side lanes well. You're going to see some aggression here on the bottom. Bottom actually did lose both towers. So that could be an advantage if the next shrine is bottom. About a 50-50 chance. Ooh, Hobbs is face-checking a bush with my Evan. That will end not well. Ooh, but there's a stun onto Joanna. Hobbs still alive, able to get the healing totem down. Now starting to back up. There's the silence. Maev could blink into the back, doesn't do it. Hobbs needs to be careful here. A little bit of face check, didn't pay the iron price for it though. Mathael pushing top. Look at all this siege damage Mathael's doing. Look at it. Oh my god, it's dying so fast. Rip. Anyway. Mathael now getting backed up by Sonya up in the top, but again, has Die Alone. Die Alone, incredibly powerful trade tool, but you can't just sit there and face tank Sonya's slams, which is currently the trend. Now here comes the turnaround potential. Sonya does potentially have that heal. Troth needs to be careful. Good dodge on the Ancient Spear. Very good 1v1 play. Troth might actually have this kill. Does he have one more soul rip? He does! Troth with the plays in the 1v1. Great couple of Ancient Spear dodges. Started off bad with a couple Ancient Spear trades, but ultimately worked out. Troth making a big play, helping his team get level 10. And now we have APOC. We have, what's that called again? Big Shot. I can never remember the name of it. It's because D.Va's bad and no one plays her. Gonna be Ancestral, not surprisingly. Ball Lightning, the obvious choice. And I like the Tormented Souls pick here. I think that is absolutely the correct pick into this much melee. But Troth going to get picked off here. No, whoa, wow. You know, they say, don't fear the Reaper, but, I think in that case, fear the Reaper was exactly the right thing to do. Hashtag Blue Oyster Cult. Wow. Me talk good. Hashtag Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Ulster Coit. Ooh, what an Ancestral there by Hobbs to keep Nexus alive. There's the Ball Lightning, spreading, doing a bit of damage, but oh no. And there's the feed to 20, just in so much trouble. But it's a misblessed shield, and Diablo might still be able to get out. Maeva is on the backside. Nope, the Condemned gonna secure 2 kills there. That was a perfect Ancestral there by Hobbs, but they just weren't able to get out. Blessed Shield, though, actually, that wasn't Blessed Shield. That may have been Containment Disc. I'm not actually sure, because I don't know if that Joanna skin has a special animation on Blessed Shield. Anyway. One of those ults is down. Blizz, please fix. Fix these timers. Fix them. Fix. Please. Hopefully Deckard Cain can fix that bug. But already Shrine started about halfway done, and with a Sonya and a Greymane, it's just so much clearer onto the Shrine. Joanna anchoring up in the front, but it looks like we are seeing Split Soak, and actually a pretty decent push here by Ghost. Trying to play the macro game. I think it's the right call. Now you're getting archers onto their mid fort. Are they going to come up and defend? Troth needs to be very careful. If he gets jumped by the Punisher here, he's dead. Here come the members. D.Va still going to split soak on bot. Troth baiting it over the wall. Baits it back. Team stacking up a bit. If Punisher jumps, which he's going to do soon, and hits 4 people, this is going to be absolutely devastating. Need to spread out. Hits 2. Condemned, barely dodged by Troth. There's the silence, though. Ancestral comes out early. There's the Containment Disc onto Rhaegar, pulling him back into the fight. But there's Tormented Souls, allowing for the turn. Stun on by Bad Diablo. Massive shove, forcing out Mathael. Here in the back, here comes the Ball Lightning. Rowan gonna go down to the Ball Lightning. APOC forcing out Joanna. Joanna did get stunned. Meanwhile, D.Va picking up the bottom. McCrackazak diving in, looking for the flip. Picks Joanna. Joanna with the Iron Skin, trying to get back. Here comes Mathael, moving up. Not going to be able to secure the kill, but that actually worked out pretty well for feed to 20. Yes, they lost the fort, but they picked up a fort here on bottom. They got a kill, and they have level 13 now. Just moving on to the point. I actually like this choice. The physical armor, it's going to pay off dividends with the Tormented Souls, but Troth is absolutely going to drop here. No way out. There's no Ancestral. Oh my goodness, Soul Rip heals for so much. I forgot. And actually interesting, going tidal waves here on Rhaegar. With Diablo, I always really like Earth Shield. I really like Earth Shield into this much single target damage. I can see it, but then the Healing Totem is not going to get as much value. Whereas if you went the mana reduction at 4, I think it could have worked out. But we'll see how it plays out. I mean, it's certainly going to add to the healing throughput, but Rhaegar's going to burn out his mana really, really quick in these team fights. Message me when you can, sexy. How about no? I will not message you. Anyway. I will, Kozer, real quick, that Dank team had to forfeit, but we still played one game just for fun, but Dank team did have to forfeit. They only had 4 members available. Here we go. Push coming bottom, 5 people really committing to this, wanting to get some kind of fort value. Now keep in mind, the next Punisher is mid, and it should, I believe, be Arcane. So it's going to be pretty powerful. And mid fort, very vulnerable, so this could easily be a keep. Rowan, being very, very patient here. Shui as well. Here comes the engage. This is a 3v5. D.Va not going to get down here. Blessed Shield going to secure the kill onto that Cassia. McCrackazak should be able to get away. And does. It's a good time to get that kill. Cassie going to be down for the first 12 seconds of this phase. Malthael getting top fort here in the meantime. Needs to back up, though. Moving into mid lane. The bush. They have here their setup. Looks like feed to 20 not really going to be able to contest yet, so they're just going to try to get their bruiser in the lane, get some kind of split push. The bruisers could do quite a bit of damage because top lane is already pushed in just so much, but this is it actually is a mortar Punisher, excuse me. Arcane was the last Punisher. But walled down mid, so this could be a dangerous Punisher. Let's see what happens. They are starting to invade here. 35 though. Here comes the APOC. Here's D.Va ult. Oh, they do have a separation onto Maiev. Rowan in a lot of trouble. There's a flip from Diablo. They are going to be able to get the Maiev. D.Va gets back into the mech right before it dies. Rowan actually does manage to escape there. Jostin, excuse me, not going to be able to do so. Dies, and now seeing Rune. Oh, wow. What a great blink by Rowan. Rowan escaping like Houdini there. That is the Punisher, but now it's not going to be able to get too much value just because of the damage. Top Bruiser going to get cleared up. Didn't do a ton of damage, but still. Not being able to do much with the bush.
Red team's Punisher has fallen.
Sorry about the sound issue there. I had to alt-tab out for just a second. Joanna in this bush alone needs to be careful. No real punishment onto it. Joanna can be, of course, pretty difficult to kill. Still, though, if she's that isolated, it's always a risk. Diablo needs to be careful not to face check, but does anyway. Here comes the silence. McCrackazak charging away. Oh my gosh, the silence is doing just so much value. Phantom Knives is just absolutely annihilating people. Ghost now out of the mech, but Rowan in so much trouble. D.Va actually securing the kill, but here comes a leap onto the backside, onto Rhaegar and Cassia. Trying to run away now. Big shot coming in from Ghost. Ghost can re-mech at any time. A 1-for-1 trade, Maiev for Malthael. Big wave top here. We'll start to push in. Might want to keep an eye on that on the side of feed to 20. Hobbs going to secure the bottom point. Ghost just staying in that pilot mode, getting the big shot value, can do quite a bit of damage with it. But ooh, now needs to remech like now, because a leap could actually kill. Okay. Yeah, a leap could have actually just one-shot D.Va there. Not one-shot, but leap spear. Now, this next shrine is bottom. Which definitely helps out feed to 20. Oh, good D.Va damage prevention there. But here comes Maiev with the Fan of Knives doing so much damage. Hobbs gets deleted. D.Va mech pushed away by Stukov. Good massive shove. Malthael's not here. This is a 5v3 with Rhaegar down. It just seems like every time Feed to 20 gets an advantage, just something happens with this fight. They're letting Fan of Knives reset just way too much at this point. It's doing just so much damage here. And actually, GG, well played, gonna be picked up, so... Gonna be really going for that damage potential with the mech. It's a very risky style of play, but now we have the Momentum Mori, which will go very well with Tormented Souls if they can get a clean fight. The problem has been that they've gotten engaged into fights 3v5, had a pick-off, and then they can't fight for a while. So now, I mean, Rhaegar's back up, but Malthael has to go clear top lane, and so they can't fight. They have to wait. Rhaegar rotating very carefully. But here it is. You see Sonya on the point. Meanwhile, this bush, this has been a problem for Feed to 20. They have not been checking bushes. And they have a lot of tools to do it. Cassia could just queue this bush right now to see them there. Malthael starting to rotate down, taking a very safe rotation angle, I hope. Yes. There's the safe rotation angle. Now here comes Ghost. The Krakazak, they're both face-checking. Actually moving in onto Sonya, getting the stun on it, but Troth getting absolutely deleted immediately. Ghost getting the Ancestral in the Diva. Containment Disc once again onto Rhaegar. Ball Lightning doing quite a bit of damage, but now there's a massive shove, stunning out Cassia. Ghost going to drop down into the pilot mode. Dex is going to get deleted here by the tether. Ghost and Diablo going to be the next to fall. And that was just such a good fight there. Once again, they killed Malthael just super early before the fight really had a chance to kick off. Diablo went charging in onto Sonya, but once again, no one checked this bush. You know, they have tools to do it. They have Diablo W. They have Cassia Q. They have Malthael E. They have those tools. They should be doing it. And it's costing them that they aren't, because a lot of these fights are lost simply based on the bush ganks. It's not the kind of mistakes you want to see out of a veteran team. Diablo needs to be careful. Maiev could go for the grab. This fort is definitely down. There's no saving it. It's all about trying to save the keep now, and even that's going to be a difficult task. Let's see if Diablo can flip someone over the wall and get a freebie. But even with the Punisher there, this late in the game, the wall will just go down. There's the silence. Nope, no flip coming. There's a containment disc once again. Actually, this time's on Diablo. And once again, Troth just, he's down. I mean, he can't even get Tormented Souls off. He's just absolutely dropping. Stukov once again shoving away the bomb. Ghost in not the great position. Neither is McCrakazak. McCrakazak very low. There's the stun. Goes down. And the combos have just been there for the bush. They've been playing exceptionally well. Combos have just been there. When they call a target, that target dies. And, you know, that's a coordination that definitely will put them a cut above the rest of Division D. As this core is going to go down, the bush taking game number 1. And, it was, pretty dominant game for the bush late. Feed to 20 had some moments. They actually had an advantage in the mid game. But then a couple pickoffs happened, and they lost that advantage. And then they just had a couple really bad fights where Diablo just got separated out from everyone else. Troth just got deleted. And that's all she wrote. So, with that, we're going to move into game number 2. We'll be right back here on the Nexus Gaming Series. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here again. Casting Feed to 20 versus the Bush. Bush up 1-0 off the back of some killer Bush play and killer Maiev play. I would expect the ban to be pretty quick. Maffeo got banned out by the Bush there. Wanted to deny the solo laner. Now, they were definitely targeting Troth late in the fight. And Troth had a lot to do, I think, with why some of the mid-game fights went really well for the side of Feed to 20. So, targeting that, but it's going to be my F ban, I would expect. It's going to be a Phoenix ban, actually. Surprise. They, potentially now going to have to face the Maiev again. Going to be a Dahaka prioritization. Now, Dahaka is good on this map, very much so. I'm still surprised to see him prioritize this highly. I think the Maiev worked for you, and unless you really go with a different strategy on this map that is like almost entirely macro with almost no teamfight focus, then I'm just surprised to see that be so highly prioritized over something like a Maiev or a Stukov, which worked out well. If Feed to 20 has it in their pool, they should probably go Malfurion Maiev here. Malfurion specifically for the cleanse on the Dahaka tongue.
Balloon, grant us strength.
There is the Malfurion. Diablo.
Victory above all.
Stukov Maiev, I expect.
With every death comes
Stukov Hanzo. So maybe they just don't really like Maiev on this map that much. Wanting more of a macro style than a gank style. Banning out the Maiev now. I don't know if we would have seen the Maiev again at this point in the draft. I'm not saying we couldn't have. I just... They didn't really have... Like, if they had gone Greymane, definitely Maiev's on the table. I didn't really expect Maiev to be a pick. But that said, it's still banned out, not wanting to deal with it. Excuse me a second, my cats are killing each other. That's actually not a joke. My cats are killing each other. Kitties, stop. Sorry, I had to break up a fight. They're both males, so sometimes they get into fights with each other. Meanwhile, while I was gone, Sonya was banned. So really denying that, but really denying the solo lanes that beat Dahaka. So I guess the Maffeo ban was specifically targeted to enable Dahaka.
All shall suffer.
Leoric, not the best solo lane into Dahaka, and here's why. You land your Drain Hope, Dahaka burrows. Congrats, you have now beat Leoric in lane. Jaina, though, I actually really like. If she lands a good ring, APOC is free. If Diablo is able to land a good APOC combo, ring is free. And it pairs well. Entomb Jaina, classic combo. Can definitely get Stukov and Dahaka. Dahaka cannot, even if he goes Tunneling Claws, cannot go under a wall. Obviously, it won't do shit to Hanzo. Won't do shit.
The crusade
There's
calls.
Joanna, again. Good for the rotations on this map. Good wave clear. And there's the Greymane, which was, I think, a direction I was expecting. Once again, heavy emphasis on auto attack based damage. What's the last pickup here? You need sustained damage.
Let's fly.
Faustin. Falstad can do good sustained damage. He could actually be in the rotation here. He could fly top to gank Dahaka if Dahaka steps out too far into Leoric. You have Gust to disengage if a good Bless Shield gets off. Bit vulnerable to Greymane Dive, but I like it. I think if Falstad's in the 4-man rotation, he could go Hammering. I still think Marksman's the way to go. The auto attack build. I still think that's the choice. But I like this draft. I can imagine some picks I may have liked more in the sustained damage dealer slot. Jaina's obviously the finisher. But, you know, I still think Falstad can be pretty good. You want a global to counter as well. You know, you can do a lot with it on this map. But actually, very quick load, so we're just going to hop right back into the game. Feed to 20 over here on the left. Going to be McCrackazak on Diablo Troth, on Leoric Hobbs, on Malfurion, Dexus on Falstad, and AFK in base Ghost. Going to be on Jaina. And over here on the right, Ezelin on Dahaka. Rowan going to be on Hanzo. Jostin going to be on Greymane. Ziltoid once again on Stukov. And Shui once again on that Joanna. So this is the Dragon Knight of the Shire. So we'll see what happens. Looks like Dahaka gonna come mid this time for the Essence. Let's see what the builds are. Once again, kind of looking at the same builds. We are seeing the Hammering. Alright, we're gonna have to remake, guys. Give me 1 sec, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back here in the Nexus Gaming series. Take 2, invisible horses have been banned. No more invisible horses. Now it's a reindeer that that Hanzo is riding. It's the same teams, not going to reintroduce. Looking at the talents, same talents as before. Interesting to know viciousness at level 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. Unleash the dragon's wrath.
Now, Celestial Alignment, I gotta be honest, I just don't like that talent at all. I think the ability to kind of dodge and weave with those regrowths is just exceptional. It lets Malfurion step up, hit a Moonfire, step back. So gotta be honest, I'm not liking that talent at all. You know, if Malfurion is needed to do damage, something has gone horribly the fuck wrong with your team combo. But anyway, nitpicking aside, Krakazak diving on the Jost in the bot, making sure to pick up that soak. Ghost just needs to back up here, gonna do it. Nexus so far, no stacks off that hammering, and that's why I like Marksman, because it's just the stacks are free. You never miss a stack. You just have to be near the minion when it dies. But already we're seeing kind of the same early lane aggression on the side of the bush. The bush pushing in aggressively, making their presence felt.
And let loose the dragon knight.
Just stepping up, Greymane trading very well into this Diablo combo. And already Ghost just taking so much damage here from Rowan. Rowan on that Hanzo is just absolutely decimating these health bars so fast. Meanwhile, Leoric up on the top, holding his own against Diablo for the time, or Dahaka, excuse me, for the time being. Malfurion going to be able to get onto the bottom, but that's because Greymane working the siege camp. Going to generate some additional pressure on bottom here in a second. Jaina starting to rotate down. Dex is going to have to fly back in, excuse me. Here comes Joanna to the rotation. It's temporarily a 3v3. Falstad could fly to middle right now. Hobbs in such a bad spot. Iron Skin going to disrupt. Joanna will be able to get this bottom point. Here comes Greymane. Need to be careful. Greymane thinking about going mid. No, gonna rotate down. Gonna push up with this siege camp. Falstad clearing up the mid at the moment. Could come down. Leoric still having top. Doing well against Ezelin for the time being. And Troth has actually played pretty well in this series. In that solo lane position. Did get blown up a bit in team fights late, but I think that partially has to do with a bit of the tank positioning. Meanwhile, Stukov combo, that'll be a root later in the game, and that if that were a root, that would be a dead Diablo. The bottom still being controlled. 4 people here now, trying to deal with this Siege Giant. So far, no one from the side of Feed to 20 actually getting their Siege Giant, and Soak being missed mid. This is lost XP here in the mid right now. And Leoric actually goes down up in the top as Jostin came up on the pickoff, and that's actually going to turn the center red. Jostin could have gone mid here, instead still staying up the top lane. Down here in bottom, Joanna actually dying though, so it wouldn't have been a channel anyway. Johanna is down. Leoric up in the top. Going to start channeling that point. Greymane the sole defender at the moment, but there's just been so much soak lost here in mid. By both teams, but especially by Feed to 20. And it doesn't seem like there's any urgency to pick it up. Which is problematic because they're not actually finishing kills down here. Like, it's 3... They're defending 2 with 3. Leoric is soloing top lane, and they're just losing. They've lost at least 3 waves of soak here in mid. And it's not trivial. I mean, that's half a level, which is what they're down by at the moment. Gotta get those minions. Gotta kill those tiny things. Gonna be potentially another wave of minions being lost here. Oh dear. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it'll be a big problem if they continue to give up minions. They're down half a level, they're down 7s. Joanna going for the punish quest. Gonna try to hit 4 people with that punish. Hit 3 there. Now Dahaka did go the agility, hasn't picked the 7 yet. Neither has Hanzo. Hanzo actually going Q build here. rather than the standard redemption. Leoric getting ganked up top, has to use the Wraith Walk to get out, but actually does. Meanwhile, Bruiser was picked up by Greymane, so it's going to punish Troth up in the top even more. Meanwhile, still a focus into this bot lane, trying to separate out Joanna. Joanna going to be able to walk on Island. McCrackzak actually getting turned around on here by the Hanzo quite substantially. Greymane pushing up this top, going to get a ton of value here. Leoric, the sole defender top, it just seems like McCrackzak's starting a camp. I'm not really sure if it's just not respecting the amount of soak, but I mean this is why Feed to 20 is down a level at the moment, is they've kept 4 people in bottom lane the entire game. They have not soaked mid at all, and Leoric has often been 1v2 up in the top. And even then, they haven't really been able to get value in the 4v3. Jaina now moving down. They are going to focus on capping this Bruiser camp. Kuga finding Hobbs there. Leoric getting the spooky ghost hand on the Jostin. Joanna meanwhile soaking the mid. Already a level lead. And yeah, Bruiser camp's going to be picked up, but level 10 is very close. And once level 10 hits, that's going to be a huge window for the bush to take advantage of. And they're going to clear up this Bruiser camp so fast that it's not going to get any value. Level 10's now. I would expect ISO, go for the throat. It is massive shove rather than flailing swipe. That is interesting into a Ring of Frost. To a Ring of Frost, I would normally expect flailing swipe. That or maybe hold it and see what gets picked. Blessed Shield Hanzo gonna go with the Dragon's Arrow, and actually there's the Dragon's Arrow onto Falstad. Tongue onto Hobbs on Malfurion, and he just goes down so quick, and now Silence gonna claim Diablo as well. And that was a 5-man collapse onto bottom. Leoric top at the moment. But now they can push up with these Siege Giants and take the wall easy. And with level 10s, I mean, there's going to be no stopping them. The Hawk is a bit low on mana, so needs to be cognizant of that. Leoric's still pushing up into the top, but doesn't really have the siege damage to compete with all this pressure on the bottom that the Greymane's going to provide. Falstad needs to be very careful. Zukov could land a slow, and it would just annihilate him. Falstad taking a lot of damage there. Lost about half his health. And about 3 attacks. There's the APOC trying to move in. Once again, focus onto Dahaka. Ring of Frost hits no one. Dahaka does in fact drop. Isolation... No, excuse me. That was a Twilight Dream that got Ziltoid there. The Orc soaking the mid now, so once again, kind of a bit of a foothold there for Feed to 20. But last time they were in this position, they started getting picked off. They are going to have to be careful of that. Dragazak rotating up. They are trying to set up onto mid. They do have the Shrine. Greymane going to stop it, though. The Orc going for the channel. This should be able to be poked out by Joanna. It is. Greymane going to cap the top. Here comes Dahaka into the back. Need to be careful. Dahaka looking for someone. Burrow charges. Could find Falstad. Huge Dragon's Arrow. Dax is very low. Isolation onto Leoric, so he can't Wraith Walk out. Here comes the Wraith Walk. ISO falls off. Leoric managing to get out there. Good disengage. Falstad actually going Hinterland Blast here. Interesting. I guess they're just going to really try to entomb and just blow up a single target as hard as they can. Have to see how it works. Troth on the point, at least neutralizing it. Greymane going to cap it. Dahaka in the middle of capping bottom. No one in mid to stall this capture, but Dahaka does get forced off the point. Siege camp picked up. Gonna apply some pressure here in the bottom. Ghost in so much trouble. There's the Ghost is dead. Oh my god, Ghost is not dead. That was a very good Moonfire heal and a great Nature's Cleanse. Or whatever the fuck it's called. Nature's Cure by Malfurion. But that talent's gonna be down for a bit. And into a Dahaka, that's always risky. Up in the top, Leoric and Dahaka, or Leoric and Greymane trading. And Greymane actually winning best of the trade. Troth needs to avoid the wall. Oh, Cocktail was thrown out a bit too early there. And by the way, I mean, Wizened Duelist has quite a few stacks already. Blue point. Ooh, there's a stun into a ring. Iron Skin blown. Ghost is taking so much damage from Hanzo, though. And there's the root from Stukov with the virulent reaction. Gonna secure the kill. Great root. Falstad pushing in the bot lane. Needs to be careful. Does manage to get out. That virulent reaction, it is such a strong play if you can make it. And it, especially if you hit Jaina, I mean, she's gonna die. But there is the first Dragon Knight of the game, 10 minutes in. It's going to be Joanna in the Knight for the time being. Not the ideal person to get in the Knight, not a bad person. But already taking quite a bit of damage. Lost about 25% of its health. Gonna try to focus this mid fort with bot fort down. Not really willing to push and keep this early, but Jostin goes in and finds Jaina. And once again, she gets deleted. Reset almost manages to claim Hobbs. There's the cocktail, not going to find the finish. This is going to be mid-fort going down with no Ring of Frost to re-enable and engage. It's going to be difficult to do it. Stun there. On to Zeltoid. Oh, but a good Dragon's Arrow. Going to force disengage. Falstad dies before he can get off Hinterland's Blast to try to secure the kill. Stukov does go down meanwhile, though. Now McCrackazak has stepped out onto Rowan. Needs to get back, though. 1-for-1 trade. Falstad for Stukov, but top 4 going to go down. Going to bring level 16 even closer to the side of the bush. Droth has the W onto the Dragon Knight. Malfurion sending the Treant. Oh, and the Treant dismounts the Dragon Knight. Treant OP. Blizz, please nerf. Here we go. Bruisers being picked up by both sides. Macro advantage clearly in favor of the bush, and they're going to have level 16s here heading into the next shrine phase, so it's going to be very difficult for Feed to 20 to get back into this one, as they're just so far down on XP, and a lot of that comes down to, I mean, they gave up a level of XP in mid lane early in the game. And now that would translate to about half a level. You know, their deaths contribute a bit to it. The Dragon Knight certainly getting structures contributes a bit to it. But, you know, being 15 and a quarter is better than being 14 and 3/4. As we do have a DC.
A hero.
We do have a pause. So, we are going to just take a quick break. We'll be right back. Alright, we are back here, jumping back into the game. Quick pause, thankfully.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Up here in the top. Big wave pushing in. But if they push across the Bridge of Death, that could actually really be capitalized. They're pushing across the... Feed to 20 needs to collapse this. I mean, they're pushing across the Bridge of Death. Like, you have the ultimates that best capitalize, and they're not responding. I mean, they're just not responding. At all. I don't know what... I don't know why Jaina is focusing this mid fort right now. This is a team fight that you 100% win if 5 people are here. I just don't get the decision. And now Jaina's probably gonna get picked off. Yeah. This is unfortunate, but it's just, you know, not kind of the awareness that you need in this situation if you're going to win as a team. So that's unfortunate. Jaina dying. I mean, if they get an if they get an Entomb here, into a ring, into a Hinterland Blast, into an APOC, all on this Bridge of Death, you can then Twilight Dream off the backside of all of that, and you can just destroy the enemy team. Instead, you get that much damage on a mid tower, you don't kill it, and as soon as you get level 16s, you don't have a way to fight. And I'm trying not to sound bitter, but I just think feed to 20, you know, it's unfortunately kind of the same mistakes we saw last game with the pickoffs. And it's something that they don't have much time to correct, because 2 levels from 20 now on the side of the bush, and still they're all just kind of standing around top, rotating the middle, not backing. So now Jane is going to be defending alone, and Stukov is going to root her, and she's going to die. Like, that could happen. No root there from Stukov that time. Diablo flanking aggressively, we'll call it. Ooh, there's the big... Can the Ring of Frost go off? There's the Twilight Dream. Here's an APOC. Do they have the ring? I don't actually know if they have the ring. But there... Oh, no, there's the ring. And it actually catches just the backside Iron Skin. And there you go! 4-man wipe. Now they have to stop Dahaka from channeling. Faustat can go straight top. Dahaka going to start the channel. They're not actually going to get there in time. Dahaka manages to get the Dragonite. And he doesn't even need to do anything with it. He just denied a Dragonite. Played well. Played well there by the bush. In terms of, you know, yeah, you lost the team fight 4-0. But now, I mean, you deny a Dragonite, and now they're going to spend their entire time where they have 4 people chasing a Dragonite around the map. Meanwhile, Jaina pushing the mid lane. Needs to be careful. Jaina could actually get kicked into a bad spot there. That was almost horrific. Dragon's Arrow is up now. They are chasing this Dragonite super hard, and they need to be careful, because when these minions die, this fort's going to turn on them, and every member on the side of the bush is up. Makrakazak getting kicked off to the top. They need to run now. If Dahaka... Ooh. There's a big Dragon's Arrow. Greymane jumping in on the Ghost. Go for the throat reset. Gonna kill Jaina. Hobbs gonna be the next to fall. Just sticking around too long. Less shield. Hinterland Blast goes off, but Falstad dies in the process. Down goes Diablo. Trough actually gonna manage to get away. But, you know, feed the 20. It seems like every time they take a step forward, they unfortunately have taken a step back in these 2 games. You know, they had an opportunity to engage on the bridge. Jaina stays mid and gets picked off. They have a huge team fight down here, but they don't have their tools to get to mid to deny the Dragonite. They're able to push in mid, but they stay too long and they all die. And now this is very likely game, as we are seeing a move straight onto the core. And then with the Greymane Ring of Frost, it's a whiff. That may be enough to seal the deal here. Shields are down. Big condemn into the root. Gonna claim Malfurion's life. APOC. Could they get down to Haka? They do. Makrakazak now diving. Good massive shove back into the base. Shui in so much trouble. Shui goes down. So it's actually not gonna be game. But now Jostin gonna turn around. Trough gonna drop. There's the play of the game. Falstad gonna die to the silence. And now it's 3v2. They've gotten two kills. 2 to 1. And then 2 people just die there, over pursuing. Now Makrakazak gonna go down. Greymane, oh no, Makrakazak survives. Ghost is slowed, needs to be careful of the root. Core shields are down, but not gonna be able to get the kill. Level 20s at least here. Deep Chill gonna be picked. Hellgate gonna be the pick from Diablo. Nexus Fury out of Falstad. And Dahaka's just giving up this keep. Maybe just doesn't think he has a wave clear to do anything with it. That is top and bottom keep down now. 9 to 15 in kills. So I mean, Feed to 20 has at least gotten kills. It's not been a stomp, but they have not done anything with the kills they got. And now they're just, like, Jaina's showing right now. Jaina is completely visible. There's the Hellgate, Twilight Dream off the Astral Communion, Ring of Frost. Manages to connect onto Joanna, but there's the Dragon's Arrow killing Malfurion and Jaina. Leoric not long to follow. Diablo not long to follow. And Dexus going to be the last one up. But Ezelin going to get this Dragonite and go to Core. And that's going to be it. Core already low in terms of shields. Down to about 2/3 on shields. Catapult gonna get stunned out by Diablo. But here comes the APOC root combo from Stukov onto McCrackazak. McCrackazak just trying to run away. Dragonite gonna kick McCrackazak. He's gonna survive. But that's gonna be the game. Bush wins this series 2-0. It's just, you know, I've casted a lot of these team for a while. And I like these guys a lot. I think they're great guys, but I unfortunately have to say I think they make the same mistakes a lot. And that's not meant to be mean. And I hope you guys aren't taking this the wrong way. But it's kind of like this team has, since Season 1, been able to challenge some really good teams at times. And the Bush, I think, is a very good team. And they're able to challenge them, but they're not consistently able to beat them. And in fact, they rarely beat them. And I think it just comes down to they have the team fight ability, but they don't know what to do with it when they win. They can get there. They just have to kind of get a bit tighter in the macro. But with that, the Bush, very good team. Going to bump them up to 2-0. And we're going to see if we can get a post-game interview with the Bush. We'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. I am joined by Ezelin and Ziltoid of the winning team, the Bush. Congrats on the third 3-0 of the season as you guys move up to 9 points. In pretty strong position here in D West. How you guys feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah. We've been doing a lot of practice and trying to work out a lot of kinks. We've only been playing together for about a month. So we're just trying to make sure we're all on the same page and getting value out of things.
Yeah, you guys were synergizing really well in terms of securing pickoffs. You guys were using the Bush ganks, aptly named, I guess, very well in game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. You really got a lot of good pickoffs. I wanted to kind of take it back to game number 1. You know, middle of the game, Feed to 20 seemed to actually have a bit of a lead at one point.
Yeah, that was me on Sonya. I suffer a little bit against a Malthael, and I was struggling a little bit because normally I get a lot of value in the solo lane.
Right.
And the nice part was that we did have some wave clear to offset it, but some of my macro calls didn't necessarily play to our style, and there was like a one misplayed fight near the beginning that put us back a little bit.
Right.
So otherwise, I feel like without some of that misplay, we might have still held even. But yeah, Zill, your thoughts on that?
Well,
I felt like, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, the main question I wanted to ask was, it seemed like your strategy kind of changed up mid game, and you were able to capitalize on that. And
It's thanks to Zill. Zill, tell him.
were you focusing Malthael that it was that the intent, or did that just happen?
Yeah, no, definitely our DPS started to realize that the Malthael aggression was causing us some issues on the back lines. So Greymane made the adjustments he needed to make sure, and and our other DPS player Rune on the Maya was just making sure that we stayed focused on the setups in the mid late game, which is what allowed us to be able to secure those extra pickoffs before the objectives, which then we were able to get map control and kind of control the pace of the game from there.
Plus, Stukov Arm came online for us at 10. Which made a few fights a little bit easier with the
being able to deal with the bomb with the massive shove.
Yeah, the massive shoves were definitely on point, especially to that end. Stukov picked in both games. Is that just because he was the best healer available for the situation, or is that something that you tend to prioritize in the sport?
Funny enough, I'm actually was first an assassin main before moving over into the support role. And Stukov is by far my least played healer up until recently, but I've just been finding he's just so strong on objective-based maps where you can just get so much value out of that big group silence.
Right.
And a lot of teams just have a real hard time dealing with it, especially if you're landing the roots with the level 13 talent. If you saw in the last game, I was able to pressure the Jaina a lot using those roots.
Yeah, no, it was good that you were. It's good that you brought that up and targeted it, because I've seen a lot of Stukov play here in week 1. I think I know this is my somewhere in the neighborhood of my 10th game casting, 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere in there. And I've seen Stukov probably in every game, whether it's a pick or a ban. At least, if not every game, nearly so. And I think part of that is just, metas change and and heroes rise and fall. But what I've noticed is a lot of the Stukovs still are not picking Virulent Reaction. So, you, as someone who just played Stukov well, I've been trying to sell Virulent Reaction here on this stream. I think it's amazing. Go ahead and sell it for me.
It's it's a entomb at level 13. Like, you basically can just root and silence. It's a Twilight Dream and a Malfurion root in one ability. If you can just sync up your ability rotation properly, hit your heal, hit your virulent, then drop the silence onto the group. I mean, you just can straight up win team fights with it. It's an ultimate, basically, in the level 13 talent. If you're able to find the positioning to get that to kind of line up for you.
It absolutely takes practice, by the way. I'm not saying like, oh, this is just so easy. No, it's probably one of the most complicated support plays in the game. I mean, I would say in terms of skill cap, it's comparable to Cleanse in terms of getting real value off Cleanse.
You should see his cleanses in like the last, in some of the last games we've had. His Rhaegar cleanses have been out of his mind lately.
Yeah. No, you guys seem to be doing well. Hope to get that. Now, I did notice, I guess late in the game, you kind of had a team fight on bottom where it seemed like you stuck around a bit too long.
Well,
what happened there?
That was me leaving too early when Diablo had 100 souls.
Okay.
And that won't happen again.
All right.
Normally we just take that keep and win.
Right.
So that was all me. But I was able to delay Dragon because I scurried my little dinosaur butt over there. But that was unfortunately that was really my bad if you were going to say anything on the team,
No worries. All right. Well, with that, thanks again. Do you guys have any shout-outs?
Our team, of course, Joe, Ron, Shui, Ziltoid. Kala Discord is how we all met. So always shout-outs to Kala's channel, twitch.tv/Kala, and the whole group over there, because that's kind of like how we got connected, and it's where I learned a whole bunch. So
We've
that's
actually
like
had a
how
couple.
I found NGS.
We've actually had a couple Twitch teams here. I know Insomniac had a team, not him personally, but a team from his Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Not shockingly called Insomniacs. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, ours isn't anything official or
Right.
anything like that. We just kind of.
Oh no,
all
they
met
weren't
there.
they weren't official. They just it made sense for a name.
Hence the bush. Call is always saying, "Be the bush, tanks, be the bush." And as you can see, it does get value.
It does. It absolutely did tonight. Well, congrats once again on the win. Thanks for joining me for the post game interview. Best of luck this season.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for
very
casting.
much
Have a
for
great night.
casting. Yep.
All right. And with that, I'm DB Smiley. You can find me here at twitch.tv/DB Smiley. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/deathbysmiley. It's where I tweet a lot about HGC. I'm not going to pretend to remember to tweet when I go live anymore. So, it's not going to help you. Just follow this channel. Additionally, you can check out Nexus Gaming Series, nexusgamingseries.com. Get in the Discord. It's too late to join for Season 4. But, it won't be too long till Season 5's in. You can get in now, get a team in now, start scrimming. Teams definitely looking for scrims. If you're alone, you don't have a team, get in the free agent channel. There's always teams looking for more players, subs especially at this time of year. So you may not get a starting role, but it's how you can at least prove your worth. Check it out, nexusgamingseries.com. There is a Patreon as well. You can support it, and I encourage you to do so. If I had a choice, if you were willing to spend $5 a month, don't spend it on my channel. I'm bald, sarcastic, and I drink too much. Spend it on Nexus Gaming Series. It'll get a lot more value. With that, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.